Welcome.
The Pathology Innovation Collaborative Community is a regulatory science initiative that aims to facilitate innovations in pathology, as well as advance safety and effectiveness evaluation. The PIcc Collaborative Community aims to harmonize approaches to speed delivery to patients through collaboration in the pre-competitive space. The PICC is open to all stakeholders, public or private, including but not limited to academia, industry, healthcare providers, patients, and advocacy groups. Meetings of this kind are an example of lawful activity under federal antitrust law, because the focus of the meeting is on government action or policy, including the industry's responses or positions taken with respect thereto. However, antitrust monitoring is needed for companies' own protection, since they are direct competitors meeting together. These meetings need to stay within protected subject matters and need to be monitored so that they do not stray off into inappropriate areas, such as pricing and price terms, sales and service territories for particular products, customers and customer territories, each company's individual decisions regarding selection of suppliers or customers, marketing plans and especially future marketing plans or new product offerings, other proprietary or competitively sensitive information. Today's meeting will follow the written agenda, and there will be no discussion of pricing or other prohibited topics. If the discussion veers into those topics, we will terminate the discussion. If you have any questions or concerns about the propriety of a discussion, please raise it immediately, and we will take a break to determine how best to proceed. The Medical Device Innovation Consortium acts as the formal convener, and we will follow their conflict of interest policy. For additional information, we defer to our Code of Conduct and our website, www.pathologyinnovationcc.org. We look forward to moving the field forward.
So, I think we can keep it fairly brief and succinct, but I still wanted to show a few things that people have mailed, and there were a lot of meetings, etc. So I just wanted to go through. And here, of course, happy Thanksgiving. You know, we're in the right month for that. Very quick overview. November 20th and 21st was a Gen AI and Digital Health Advisory Committee. There's, of course, a link to the actual DHAC or DHAC, and I'm providing here, and let me just double check, and I don't know if Noah got this already. Let me just open my chat. And I will provide these links to you here so you have them. Just wanted to highlight this. It's a great summary by Bruce Quinn, a friend who has contributed many different things. I just wanted to provide this, and there's also links to the YouTube webcast and, you know, other resources, which I think is probably going to be very helpful. A few updates here that might be helpful. One that we received from ARUP, which is a resource around LDTs. Similarly, this is a interesting summary on the pathologist journal about, you know, the LDT lawsuit, and then two elements that I wanted to just briefly share. Both letters from the CAP. One was sent just a few days ago to these elements here in the, you know, Mike Johnson, House of Representatives, etc., where CAP takes a clear stand that they do not support the FDA moving forward with the rule about the regulatory oversight plan, and some explanations. So those you can find on the CAP website. And then a separate letter that goes to, you know, the co-chairs McMahon and Lutnick about the CAP's highest priorities regarding concerns related to the FDA proposed regulation of LDTs. And the letter is to the so-called transition team of President-elect. So I just wanted to quickly point those four things out. Those have happened since our last meeting, which is not that long ago, just to illustrate, of course, that the college as well as other professional societies are, of course, active. Noor, I don't know, are there updates from MDIC?
No, we didn't have any updates from MDRT at this time.
Wonderful, thank you. Um, a few pointers to some events that happened. So one was, I believe, if I recall correctly, this was at the DPA meeting, Pathology Vision. So this was November 5th, Tuesday. A panel, some of you are on the call, of course, with Keith Watt. I saw Keith earlier, Brandon, Alex Kayla from University of Vermont, and we discussed a topic called Advancing Regulatory Science in Digital and Computational Pathology, illustrated what PIcc is doing, basically as an overview, but also representing, of course, the regulator and industry, the MDSC perspective, as well as, the academic perspective in terms of, additional and/or managing regulatory oversight. So DPA is, of course, one of the co-founders of PIcc, and I think the session was well received. I just wanted to make a quick pointer related to this. A second session that happened a few days later was to the ACLA Innovation Advisory Forum. For those of you who are not familiar, ACLA is the American Clinical Laboratory Association, and they are, of course, very active in this space. They do a lot of regulatory issues. Among one of the things, they're leading the complaint related to the regulatory oversight over LDTs as just one element, but they're active in PAMA space, et cetera, et cetera. Quickly, this advisory forum, there's multiple sessions, and one session that was announced was the topic digital pathology. So this was on November 8th, and we presented, you see here, a pretty intense and fully packed slide deck, just to illustrate a few things. What are collaborative communities? How did PIcc start? What is our content? What is our membership? And you see here some of the elements like our annual meeting last year, the regulatory landscape survey, the FNIH project. So it was basically a brief overview over what is PIcc doing and how is the website organized, and that we're presenting a platform. And the advisory forum members were, I think, quite happy. And as an overview, that's available, of course, to ACLA membership as a resource. And then I think I've seen Bob on the call from PNPL. It was a great meeting. I don't know if Bob, you want to say a few words, but I provided a quick overview of, LDT, FDA clear and beyond. And I know, Bob, you may have a few other updates as well for the group. Let me just stop sharing. I don't know if you want to say a few words on the PNPL webinar and/or other elements.
No, I just think that the presentation by you and Jane Pine Wood was extremely well received by our Practice Leadership Council, and they were very impressed with the information that you had to share. And I think they were concerned as well to follow the bouncing ball, and they sort of feel that with the new administration, there'll probably be some significant changes in the works. And I think we're looking forward to what's happening. And again, we're all very supportive of it. The key thing is just having a good dialogue and having people being informed. And I think that was really what we accomplished. Again, PNPL represents about 500 pathologists in their various groups, and we hope to share as much information as we can, not only with our members, but also with other people outside of our organization.
Wonderful. Yep, I thought it was very interesting is, there were a few discussions about the practice of medicine and how to define this. So no, Jane was great, and her perspective is, of course, very, very helpful. One quick pointer to a resource is called the Z inspection. It was shared. Let me just put this also in the chat. This is a process, or I would call it a prototype or proposed process related to AI inspections in a way. And just sharing this to raise awareness. The process itself, I think, is an iteration of other elements. Basically, how is something set up? How is it assessed? And how do you resolve certain issues. I haven't read all of it. I provide the link again in the chat just to have that as a resource. Again, need to do a little more. It's apparently registered, but I haven't understood yet where the regulatory aspects come into play, or whether this is a credentialing process that's independent. One resource that I definitely wanted to share is this was a friend who texted me this in LinkedIn, which is great. It's a Harvard Business Review about what is a strategy for like operational improvement, which I thought was great. And then as one publication, I'm sure there are many more, but I thought that this was a great pointer. This is a single blinded randomized clinical trial organized by, a larger group here, conducted over 1 month, so from November to December in 2023, where a large language model was used to help and or assist in decision making. And the ultimate outcome of the study is that it did not necessarily enhance the diagnostic reasoning of physicians beyond other conventional resources, which either speaks for the resourcefulness of the physicians and or that large language models probably require a little bit more refinement to be really helpful. There was also a comment that I think was in one issue after about this paper. That's a great summary. And, sort of this attention related to the Go et al. Study. If you hear that, this is referring to this, at least from what I've read, the first sort of randomized clinical trial on large language model use. But don't quote me on that. It's just to my knowledge, but I haven't seen, of course, all these elements. Now, one thing I wanted to briefly discuss, and then we can open it up for more relaxed conversation, is that we, of course, have 1 more month to go in this beautiful year 2024. And it just so happened that normally we always meet at the last Wednesday in every month, but that happens to be the 25th of December. So we could probably, or we should probably move this to the 18th, which is the week prior. And I just wanted to hear whether that would work for everyone, or if there are other suggestions. Not sure if that's a yes, no answer, but hopefully the 18th, 3 to 4 would work. So let me just 12/18. Okay. Other questions, suggestions, or other comments? See a thumbs up from Keith. Fantastic. Okay. Let me just double check. So, Noor, do you want to stop the recording? Because then we can do the